Hello and welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug. This is your post-game show. I'm Darren Miller.
I'm Vince LaRosa. Not quite the smooth transition that we've got in the last few episodes. I guess it just goes to show how the way the game went, huh?
Maybe we should just keep talking about that for half an hour.
Yeah. Have you guys ever used StreamYard and tried to loop music and tried to do I will say this, for those of you that don't know, Darren's doing like 5 things at once while trying to then get on the air and like seamlessly be like, hey, what's up? It's actually pretty incredible to watch, and I don't blame him that he didn't get it right, but I am going to remind Travis that maybe Travis should
be honest, I think it was pretty close.
You were close, but close isn't good enough, just like LAFC.
It's true. Yeah. So speaking of which, a 1-0 loss and a very we've definitely had some losses that felt like, okay, I don't mind it too much. This was a loss that I mind for sure. I don't mind one aspect of it, which is that we're clearly not playing our best 11. We were not playing who we would want to play for the second leg of our Miami game and the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that's heartening, honestly, that we are going to be fielding our best 11 and putting our best foot forward to win that game. Obviously, this will sting a lot less if we do win that game. That said, I would say even the squad that was out there against the Houston team going into this match with 2 points, it was pretty frustrating to watch the lack of almost everything on the pitch.
Yeah, and ultimately you have to wonder who that falls on, right? And so I know how a lot of people feel that this is down to the way Steve had them play. I mean, initially you look at that lineup and it's a mismatch of players. You have Nkosi Tafari playing as a right back. You have Yayuboa in midfield. It was hard. I agree with you. It's hard to watch, but I guess my big takeaway from a lot of that game until the starters came in and actually made it interesting was who from that group has really staked a claim once again that they deserve to get more minutes going forward. I think Marlon's probably the only one of that group.
Yep.
And that's something that, again, I think you have to put that on the players. I watched this game, and I'll say, despite the mismatch, like they looked not cohesive. They didn't really create much in way of chances, although David Martinez's chance in the first half was probably the biggest of the first half. But they kept Houston from not really doing much. So it looked like a team that was set up to basically smash and grab, maybe get a point. They held up their end of the bargain for 45 minutes, and then Yayuboa, and that left side was tough. Like it was, I guess the micro game, the game within the game was Yayuboa versus Jack McGlynn. Jack McGlynn clearly gets the better of that. Even before his goal was getting the better of that, Yayuboa wasn't getting anywhere near him. The midfield just really didn't seem to have any kind of handle on what Houston was doing down LAFC's left side, Houston's right side. Yeah, I can't defend it. It's frustrating to watch, but it was basically 0-0 football with Houston not really creating many chances. And then McGlynn gets loose. It's a good shot. It's a good finish. He'd been doing that all game. Yayuboa didn't seem to have an answer for him. Yayuboa and Smolikov both, like they just didn't seem to figure out how they were going to deal with Dorsey and McGlynn's 2-man game. Like they just ran that side, and those two guys had zero answers, despite, like I said, it being 0-0. And then you make massive changes, and you bring in your starters, and you start tilting the field, and you have 2, possibly 3 opportunities to get something from that game. You don't. And so the frustration continues. And so now I understand why people are very frustrated, but I don't know what more you would really expect with the midweek game. This is kind of just the way the schedule is going to set up. It would have been nice to get a point, but they didn't. So frustrated there. But I don't take any big things away from that other than those guys that had opportunities to step up did not. That's my biggest takeaway from this, other than like, yeah, it's frustrating when we have to rotate, but more frustration is like the players themselves don't seem to have any kind of real foothold or grip on what they can do to really help this team.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. That was a huge opportunity. I mean, it's funny to think about it as like the second string guys, but also I think that was a huge opportunity for Giroud to finally be like we're starting you against Houston. Can you please show us something? And he, like the rest of the players who had a big opportunity, just didn't show us much. He was running more. He was involved more. Like I liked what I saw, but like it was nowhere near where the bar is set at this point. But yeah, overall, it's like
no touches, no serious touches, no touches in the box really. Like a lot of back towards goal play, 40 yards from goal. Like, and not all of it was his fault. Like we want to go if we want to go back to it defensively, that midfield was not able to get close to Houston, and then offensively they had nothing. We went from a midfield that played against Miami, and we commented on how they were smart in passing and moving off each other, connecting play, moving the ball forward, controlling play, controlling the game. That midfield had zero control over the game. And I have a little sympathy for them because, like, look, there's three guys that don't really play together, but you would just hope for a little bit more. I mean, there was times when you have Saldana, who's your 6, further forward than Holm and Yeboah. Like, clearly the balance was not right there. And that's, again, I doubt that the coaching staff is asking Saldana to do that. So is that players just trying to step up and other guys not going with them? Like, we have to give, I think, I think we have to portion blame equally here. And just
everyone gets a little bit. Everyone gets their fair share.
Everyone gets a little bit. The coaching staff, they set out a lineup that they thought maybe could do something. It clearly had no fluidity whatsoever. They made good changes in the second half to get guys in there and to possibly get something from the game. But ultimately, everyone's got to walk off that field and just be like, we didn't have it tonight, and it's all on us.
Yeah, it really would have been nice to. It feels like we have a lot more depth on paper than last season. And it feels like, I mean, the depth pieces and the starters, it feels like we're better, certainly better than we're playing. But this is one of those games where you're supposed to reinforce, like, yeah, we are deep. We have something. Well, and I don't know.
Actually, because this game was so shit, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So
this is you know what? A good way to talk about this is let's compare this to I forget what the game was, but a few games ago when we basically played an entirely new, like an entirely second string 11, and we were like, let's throw that out because
it was better than the Seattle game. I think Seattle's a better team.
Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah, So like Houston, this is explaining the difference a little bit, right? Like it's not asking guys to do what we're not going to actually ask them to do, which is like be a sub and play with the starters, other than like a couple people. So this is kind of in between, right?
Right. And so I like when we're talking about so the conversation I was thinking we should have is like when we're talking about depth, like how much depth do we actually have? And so I guess the best way to start with that is to say, okay, right now I think we feel like our best starting 11 is the team that played against Miami. So take that team right there. Those guys, best players. So now who do you have that you can count on? David Martinez didn't start that game. So David Martinez, I think you've got one guy. You got one guy coming off the bench. You like him. Marlon didn't start that game, came into that game just like David Martinez, and then started this game. And I thought he was one of the lone bright spots. So you like Marlon. Now, to your point, the drop off from there is steep. Like, who is next?
It's rough.
Who do you say, like, I really liked? And actually, I would say Marlon, Eddie Segura, like they're interchangeable right now, right? Like a lot of people didn't have faith in Eddie. Eddie's been playing very well.
He had a good game, I thought. I liked him.
Yeah, either Marlon's a starter and Eddie's the depth, or Eddie's the starter right now and Marlon's the depth. I think it will change throughout the season because I don't think long-term Eddie's the starter. But like just where we are right now, we're saying that like so right now you have two guys that when you look to your bench, you say feel pretty good if they have to start a game and or come into a game. But like I said, the drop off is steep. Smolikov, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know right now.
The midfield is real shaky in the second string.
Yeah, Holm. I have. Like I've seen his tools and I see like what he can bring. He was injured to start the season, so he's already playing behind the 8 ball, but then hasn't really shown himself well. Saldana, I think, is a very good depth piece. I mean, like a guy behind a guy behind a guy.
Look, I'm willing to give these guys time to mature. I think maybe that's the silver lining for me is like they got the reps in, and I want them to get reps in so that like they can ideally get better. Plan A is they're good enough today, but they're going to need time. They're going to need some minutes to like. I'll give them some kind of grace period, and it's pretty early in the season still. So I'm not going to be as upset today as I will be if the same thing happens like in a month.
Yeah, again, it's so that's what's difficult from this game. You don't want to lose games ever, but like, what is this team going to look like in a month? Are these players going to be different? Right now, I have zero confidence. Like again, I have 11 guys and then two guys that I really feel confident. So I basically have 13 players. Realistically, to do very well in a lot of competitions, it seems like in MLS, you need to have like 15 guys you can count on. So there needs to be some guys that need to step up. We are, as some people are pointing out, we haven't seen Chanot yet. Maybe he's a guy. Abobasi seemed like he was a guy that could do some things, but is now out injured. So like we could get to the 15, but when you watch this game, you're not confident.
And then there's the summer window where that's once again we're going to need to save us. I think we're going to look back on this game like when things get tight later in the season. It's going to be like, well, we're playing Houston and just dropped the points when we could have picked up an easy win. So it's going to hurt later more than it hurts today.
Or for now, hopefully not. You would hope
maybe
not, right?
Maybe we run away with it and everything's okay. We're used to things getting. I mean, it's MLS, right? Things are going to get tight because it's just like there's no other. They just are tight because everything's so even. I don't know. We'll see. We do have some super chats and some callers. I know you got to go, Vince.
I know. Unfortunately, the Final Four. Damn you, March Madness, and my job. So let's do a couple.
You could have missed more.
Yeah, maybe maybe there's a couple super chats and maybe like one or two more questions I can answer, but I don't think I have enough time to help you out with the callers.
Okay. That sounds good. Let's go through some super chats. We got Lisa Kushida. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get Travis to Miami.
Every little bit counts.
We need something now. I mean, at this point, we need a little surge. Travis, get out there. Thank you, Lisa. Travis might be able to duck in later. Travis is also out of town. But we might hear from him later, and I think he'll be happy to hear that he's got the funds now to get to Miami. Thanks to you.
I think it was only that $4.99 that was missing. That's
what was missing. Thank you, Mikey. Well, I think it works out to like 2 something. Thank you, Mikey, for the super chat. St. Vincent La Rosa preach. Vince is always right. We know this.
I don't know if I'm always right. I'm just trying to give like a tempered view. Like I don't think I have all the right
I'm trying to turn it into a tagline, Vince. This is my point of view. Okay. You don't have to agree with it.
Well, I mean, you're the one that helps with our merch. Put it on a t-shirt. But I'm just saying, like I really don't think I'm always right, but I'm trying to give like a very general like overview of how I think high level players, coaches, and staff would talk about this game. They're not happy about it. They don't feel great about it, but do they just think they all should quit or be fired? No, I don't think so. And I think there's a lot of nuance to this game, despite how bad it made us all feel inside.
Vince, LAFC versus Miami at Cosm?
I mean, that's not going to happen, but I mean, if it happened, if this game, no.
During March Madness?
If it happened in MLS Cup final, I think there's a possibility.
Uh-oh. You heard it here first. Another super chat, Marcos Ramirez. Thank you so much. Is it over for Dolo if he blows the lead at Miami?
It's a
quarter of the way through the season.
I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, what? So who do you bring in? Like, who's ready?
I think the Dolo. I'll just say, like, I think the Dolo conversation. It's 2 different conversations. Whether or not you're talking about if he's going to get fired, or whether you're talking about if it's reasonable for fans to call for him to be fired.
Well, first of all, it's a cup competition. You're playing Messi. Like, there's just because you have a 1-goal lead going to Miami, it's not like this is a slam dunk. Like the Columbus game would have been a much more difficult conversation if they blow that, right? But you have to look at it from the perspective of, okay, cup competition. And I know a lot of people's answer to this is like, I don't like his football, but his football has been effective. And he's trying to juggle 2 different conversations. So if you're basing it off of this game and what you saw, that's not the team that you expect to. If they didn't have midweek games, I don't think I wouldn't see this team. You would never see this team. You would literally see the 11 minus 1 or 2 guys here or there, not 8 changes. So you have to be realistic. Like you just really have to be
whoever
realistic
replaces
about
Dolo
this.
is stuck with this team too. Is
That
stuck
too.
with these subs also.
Yeah, and a lot of these players play the way they play. I know that people think that like Pep Guardiola shows up and all of a sudden they start playing like a Pep team. This is not in a million years. Like just it's not. It's like look at these guys. They don't play tiki-taka football.
But
Like
to the sort of more predictive conversation, like, what do you think it'll take for that to actually happen? I think maybe that's a more interesting conversation than just like, are you right or wrong if you think he should be fired? Like at this point, I kind of just don't care. You can have whatever opinion you want.
I think there's two things. It has to be like obviously results matter, but like guys, the results have not been to the level of fire the coach right now. And then the other thing is this: coaches have lost dressing rooms. Like if guys just literally that's a good point. You can sometimes tell. It's hard, but you can sometimes tell. Like when coaches have lost dressing rooms and guys hate each other, things like that, then it's time to make a change. I don't think we're reasonably close to either of those.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've got more super chats, Vince. Carlos Serrano, thank you for the super chat. It's a tight table already? Are we out of supporter shield? Yes, that's a supporter shield, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm choosing to.
I mean, I think supporter shield was always going to be difficult with the East the way it is. Tight table, always.
Oh, it's a tight table.
Tight table, always.
It's a tight table.
It's always
the table's tight. Carlos, it's a tight table. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Lisa, coming back for another super chat. Thank you so much, Lisa. Game was boring and dumb. Get Vince to discuss gaming systems or something.
I think you'd be better at that.
You missed out on the last one.
You game a little bit more
we'll
than
get
I
there.
do,
Look, once you're gone, it's open season. Hit me up in the chat.
Good.
We're going crazy. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what Darren wants to go deep on once I'm out.
I don't know about gaming systems. We've already covered. That's well-trodden territory. Give me something. Guys, I'm calling on the chat to give me something more interesting than I just had to sit through for the last hour and a half, please.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the opposite of what should be happening. I'm supposed to be giving you something more interesting, and I will do my best. I do realize the irony there. That's fair. Vince, thank you for joining the show as long as you could.
Yeah.
Go finish your work and then just come back because we'll still be going. I'm going all night,
Yeah, because there's nothing I want to do more than having watched that game, done a little bit of this, then had to work on the weekend, and then just come back to talk about this. But maybe I'll jump back in. I'll see what I can do. It depends on how long.
That's what we call a Saturday night.
Yeah, baby. This is called being an adult.
Vince goes crazy. All right. Thanks,
hey guys,
Vince.
remember when I didn't have a job? I had a lot more free time.
Was it more fun?
I don't know. It's
what
difficult.
do you prefer? Paying rent or?
That's the question. What was better, Vince no job or Vince with a job? You guys answer it while I'm gone. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Vince out.
Thank you, Vince. Let's get to some callers. Isaiah, thank you for being patient. You're on.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show. We haven't discussed any happy foots or sad foots. We've skirted around them, Vince and I. But can you give us something concrete to work from?
The first happy foot, I'll say the back line, the entire back line. I thought it was okay, especially for like this resting game, whatever you want to call it.
Okay is where the bar is for this game. That's
I would say it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was solid. I would say. I mean, the one goal,
I think so.
It was in like a transition moment. So I mean, you got to give McGlynn credit. That's a great shot, perfectly placed. It was a little late reaction from Lloris, but he also had a great save in the first half. So, I mean, I think it was earlier in the second half. So, can't really do too much there, blaming him for that. That was a great shot. Segura was good. Marlon, for the time he was on, was solid.
I have as a happy foot of my own. Just that moment where Marlon just decked Ponce, and then was really fired up about it. I loved seeing the enthusiasm. I thought it would translate to more enthusiasm in the play itself from him. I mean, I guess it was for him, but for other players, it didn't quite do that. Also, I think McGlynn made it pretty clear early on that was like, he made it pretty clear that if we left it open for him, he was going to take advantage of it. And we just did, and he did. And it was just like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think our bad midfield is more to blame for when our defense seemed shaky than the defense was.
So it's like, and I was just going to get to that point. Sadfoot, Yeboah, I really had high hopes when we signed him. I thought he was going to be like the Omar Campos replacement, but he never shaped out to be that. I mean, I like his versatility, using him in the midfield, but it's just his size. It's just he's getting outpowered. I mean, he had a turnover that led to a chance in the first half. Didn't like that.
Yeah.
It's just he hasn't shaped out great. So I would say that's my sad foot. And then obviously the attack. I mean, we've talked about Denis like running out 4 guys. But I mean, what other option does he have at this point? Like, is he supposed to give the ball to Giroud to just lose the ball like 2 seconds into touching it? So
it's funny you say that.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that. I feel like I was watching the same thing. Like, I didn't mind him doing that.
Yeah.
Where other games I really minded.
Yeah.
And I guess that was the difference. It was like no one was giving him anything to do.
The last 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, you know what? Just run at 4 people, and you might get through 3, and then you never know, the ball might bounce somewhere to your feet back. Do
you think? Okay, so this is a thing that gets me annoyed. I know that you can't just throw everyone forward for an entire game, but the way they played the last 10 minutes, do you think they could have played that way for the last 25 minutes and not left themselves vulnerable?
I think in a way, I mean, I'm not sure exactly the minute they brought on Tillman and Delgado, so that definitely brought stability in the midfield. Ever since that moment, I think they just kind of had more of like confidence to them and going forward.
Yeah.
So I didn't think the midfield was terrible, other than Yeboah. I actually thought Holm was solid. I mean, we haven't seen great flashes of him because
I want to see more of him.
European player. I mean, but I mean, he won a good majority of his duels. Saldania's, I mean, wasn't bad, so good, good depth off the bench. But I also thought this was a game where we could have saw Drew Terry, the academy product. Like,
was he on the bench?
He was on the bench.
I missed that.
One of the few
That's
players
cool.
that didn't get in. So he's been a few away games, and I was just hoping to see 5 minutes of him, see what he can bring maybe. But that was a sad for not being able to see him. So other than that, midfield wasn't bad as we might have said it was. So
yeah, I agree. Yeboah playing like that and then skying at least
shots,
twice is rough, man.
I mean, he had 2 good looks, but he just
that's the problem. If it wasn't a good look, I'd forgive him for that.
Yeah, those are great looks. So
that's bad. That's Also, I don't know much about him beforehand. I know he punished us in the cup finals, but the announcers always really seem to like him. I never understand it. I feel like they're always talking positively about him while we're watching him play like shit so far this season. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't got his foot planted here at the club, so hopefully next few games will get going. But
all
right. One more point. What was it? Trying to see. Forgetting.
What do you got? Okay, midfield. Giroud. Did you have something to say about Giroud?
Attack. So no, Under. I was gonna get to Under. So
okay.
Yeah, he's been really lively. I just love his game. He's always got his heads up. He's looking for I love the passion. Like, Saldania didn't make a pass to him, and he's yelling. Like, I mean, you gotta love the guy who just cares about the team. So he wants to keep going forward. He doesn't want to go backwards, especially down 1-0. I mean, Under was wide open. Saldania, obvious pass, put it back out wide to him. He's the most creative player on the field, and
he is.
Yeah, so I definitely like what I've seen out of him so far. Definitely want to see a game of him at the 10. Other than Martinez, I was saying on the Discord last time. I think in the Miami game, he's good flashes in the midfield. So I love him there in the midfield. So I want to see that.
That's a good idea. Yeah, he's making plays. I would really love to see us lean toward where the passion is, because that's what seems to be, at least in the play itself. I know Vince gets mad when it's like, of course they all want to win, but. I'm seeing what you're seeing for sure. I want the guys who are getting fired up to actually start making shit happen, because it's a lot of boring shit happening otherwise. Thank you for joining us on the show, as usual.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you again soon. I've got another super chat here. Thank you so much, Christian Villa. Any way we can offload Yeboah in the summer? Not for much, I don't think, at this point. I don't know. That's probably a better question for Vince if he does come back. But you would think that if you want to offload a guy, he's got to play well enough for his stock to rise a little bit. That said, we did discuss this, but I don't know that we're going to see him too often anyway. Clearly, he's not earning minutes. So I don't know. Like, yes, it would have been nice for someone to have stepped up in this match where it could have, if someone had stepped up, we could have gotten an easy win and no one did it. But I think moving forward, we're going to continue to see mostly guys that aren't these guys. And yeah, we'll drop some points here and there along the way. We're not going to be the supporter. Like this is a team that is not going to win Supporter Shield, regardless of how well other teams are playing. We're going to have to like falter here and there. But ultimately, I think we still have a shot at getting better and being in a decent enough position during come playoff time to give us a chance. I mean, we just did what we needed to do to give us the best chance possible against Miami in Leg 1. We beat them, and now we can do that again. It's again a long shot. It's always going to be a long shot playing Miami. But all that said, just that's all to say, what a very interesting week to start the week, beating Miami and then losing to Houston later in the week. That does kind of give us the full story of this team, I think, is that we are capable of both of those things. And that's more frustrating, ultimately, I think. It would be less frustrating if it's like we had no reason to set expectations any higher. If it's just like, yeah, we're a mid-team, we're not going to play well. If it's like pleasantly surprising if they do play well. And then that's it. And then you go in with those expectations and like, hey, look, we got to win when we get a win. Otherwise, but now it's like, no, we can play really well. So now when we don't, it's even worse. So it's a special kind of torture as usual. Isn't that exciting? Okay, Joey, I see you, but you're in shadows. Are you actually here? I think I'm seeing a room in your house, but I don't know if I'm seeing you. I'm going to bring you on. Whoa. Joey, welcome to the show. Are you here to be on the show, or were you, I don't know what's happening. It was like you were in hiding.
I was sleeping. Just woke up. Well, is there an LAFC game?
Oh my God, Joey.
I'm doing the Lotan thing.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
You woke up and you're on the show. Yeah, it felt a lot like sleeping watching that game. I don't sleep too much, which is like exactly what that game was like. It was like light sleeping.
Yeah, or like fitful sleep.
No, yeah, because when you're sleeping so light, you're like, man, I really wish I could sleep better.
Yeah, and like fuck all those things that are waking me up.
Right. And at a certain point, you're like, do I want to wake up? Do I want to go to? Is it worse to be sleeping or being awake?
No, but like, listen, I didn't think I was gonna go for sleep hygiene, but honestly, this is one of my most important core values. And I
good.
think
Let's talk about sleep.
Sleep is so important. I think
Agreed.
that I heard a report on NPR that said people should nap on a scheduled basis. They should do it early. It's good for your health.
Sleep? They say sleep is good for your health?
Absolutely. Don't you think it lowers lowers
Crazy
the
news.
cortisol levels? So it lowers your stress hormones. It lowers your inflammation. It allows your brain to, reheal and process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a huge sleep advocate. But also I saw somebody call out like White Lotus finale theories. So I'm trying to
let's go there. Let's go there.
I'm trying to think like who's the
Listen, I'm behind on White Lotus, but I don't think I'm maybe people have opinions on this, but like I don't think you need to worry about not giving spoilers to me. Like I think it's my responsibility to be caught up.
Well, originally part of my Yoni bit was going to be, White Lotus is back already? Like when did that happen?
Do you have a theory?
No theories. I was trying to before I thought like Hafo Sappho maybe there's a Hafo Sappho character in there. Like who is Talk? Who is the most Talk?
Okay. Yeah.
in the White Lotus.
Listen, I bet there's things that you could find that you could map this show onto, and I doubt that's it.
Okay,
I doubt that can't be the one.
Okay, one more pitch.
Okay.
Mapping the White Lotus onto LAFC, saying who,
Okay. Okay.
Marlon is our Mike White, who just keeps on writing.
You're starting behind the scenes, okay?
I didn't really think I was going that direction.
Yeah, this is something you got to prepare for. I don't know. This is a real.
It's true. I had like a week or two to prepare myself. But
you had a whole game. Nothing was going on. You could have been writing the whole thing down. I don't know.
Well, actually, I was actually officiating a wedding tonight.
Oh, really?
So my first happy foot is that I was off in time to listen to the weather delayed, Dave Denholm going, hey, yeah, I've had to vamp here for 30 minutes because of weather. So we're starting late.
Hey,
and I was
at least you had some joy in your day.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have any actual happy foots or sad foots from the game that haven't been said anymore? Or is it worth, where are people at, guys? Are we still talking about this game? What do we think?
It's what was freaky to me was seeing Escobar looking genuinely like a bigger, more grown up adult version. Kind of freaked me out. I was like, whoa, he was younger with us a couple of years ago, and he looks beefy and scary now.
He wore Daz the off season.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we should also be looking into. I don't know if they've got HGH going on in the Houston.
We'll see. Okay. With that claim, a big claim from Joey. Thank you for joining us as usual. Good night again.
Later, bros. Yeah.
We'll see you later. Travis looks like has made it, at least for a moment here. Travis.
We're not done yet, baby. We're going long because this is a game that everybody wants to talk about. I assume people are feeling good. Everyone had a good time watching it, right?
Travis, I don't think, if I know your plans, I don't think you watched the game.
I
don't think you watched anything less than what anyone else watched.
I assume we did great. Because we're the black and gold, we always do well. I can only assume we won 4-0.
That's probably what it should have been, yeah.
I watched the first 30 minutes of this game. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, a place I've never been. I would describe Scottsdale as if they made the Americana worse and a city. That's what Scottsdale feels like. It's like if the type of person, Center? There's a Barry Goldwater picture on my wall. That's the vibe.
What?
Look. I'm in the Embassy Suites in Scottsdale, Arizona.
What's happening?
He's from Scottsdale, baby.
I think any assumption I could have had about the vibe would have been clearer than what I'm feeling now, which is I have no idea what that fucking means. I can't. That doesn't give me a vibe. That gives me that's fog.
Okay. When a neighborhood is not starting to get gentrified, they've fully been gentrified, and they start putting in those apartments that are you can tell who the type of apartments I'm talking about, right? DC has a lot of these balcony. It's like a 4-story tall condo, I guess I would say.
Yeah, and there's a weird mix of materials on the exterior.
Yes, if that building was an entire city and full of Republican also really shape. That's what Scottsdale is.
Wait, you broke up, at least for me, when you said that they're full of Republican what?
Republicans who are in really good shape, which is a scary. Okay. It's
oh no, they're too powerful.
Yeah, it's Republicans who do Pilates. But wow. I'm here because my mother traveled here to watch my niece play in a soccer exhibition for college teams, and she's in 8th grade, and she got called up to the best team in her region and got asked to do this. She doesn't normally play with them. They had a defender go down, and I watched her today, and she fucking crushed it. And guess who was here? The LAFC Academy was here at this tournament. FC Dallas's academy is in first place. Her team's beating LAFC's academy right now.
Well, they certainly could have used her tonight. Well, I don't know. She's a defender. That's the one thing we had going for. That's a little bit. I don't know. We've decided to lower the bar enough to say that we're okay with where the defense was tonight. But ultimately, on another night, I don't think we would be thrilled with it. I'm trying to think of how to describe to you what you missed, other than like if you threw up in a bowl and called it oatmeal.
Can I tell you what? Can I tell you what I thought in the first 30 minutes? Because I'm curious if anything changed. The one note I wrote down was Giroud looks more active this game.
I wrote that note down too. You were thinking of a certain period of time in the first half, and outside of that period of time,
dribbled.
That was absolutely not the case. Yeah, he stopped doing that, and then he came out around the 68th minute. Ultimately, nothing from him. Although, like in a game where I would say in a game where he contributed that much and we won, I'd be like, hey, half a step forward for Giroud tonight. In this game where we decided to start him against Houston, I'm thinking, this was the one chance you had to make it easy for yourself to break through. And now I might be the only one left who had faith in him, who was like willing to be like, I still think he can have a breakout game, and like finally he's got the rest off. But now I don't know, like what better chance is he going to get?
I mean, the one chance I saw that I really liked was he brought it down the side and crossed it, and there was no one there for him on the cross. And I was like, yeah, if we played in that style, you would do great. But we don't, man. We don't. But yeah, I guess, we all are just thinking about Wednesday, right? Like that's how we felt about it. This is going to feel like a worse loss if we end up losing against Miami on Wednesday, right?
It really will. But I think the debate to have with people are talking. Obviously, people are calling for Dolo's head because that's what people do. But I think that the other side of that debate.
They're calling for Dolo's head after this game.
I mean, I can't think of a game this season where that hasn't happened. So
this
game is so different. I think the other side of the debate is like all I would have wanted him to do was put us in the best position to win on. What was it, Tuesday against Miami in the first leg, and he did that, and then put us in the best position to win in the second leg, which he did that by starting the players he started today. I would have liked that to go better today than it did. That's for sure. But yeah, he's doing that's. I don't know if it will sting more because with this, like he is going to play the best 11 in the second leg, and that is all I want from him. And then I do want those players to execute in the second leg, and hopefully that will happen. But like, yeah.
Did we see anything from the new guys? This is just you recap. Like Odin Holm, was there anything from Smoley?
I would say Holm was neutral when he should have been in the positive side. Smoley was nothing. Yeboah was absolute tragedy. I don't know if
bad the few games we played him. Like I was excited about
Yeboah. Definitively bad at this point. I guess that's what I'm saying is like I'm willing to continue to reserve judgment with Holm and with Smoley for sure. Yeboah was absolute bad. Saldana was nothing. Tafari, not great. But
he makes a
still
couple
willing
mistakes,
to reserve judgment for him. Yeah, Segura had a good game.
It's interesting. How long did Segura play? Because he played great against Miami. This must mean they're not going to start him.
I believe 90 actually.
That
and
means
at one
he's
point
not
he had
start.
what looked like a pretty bad injury to his right arm, and he came off briefly for a couple. Yeah, seriously, it's like the one part of his body that hasn't had a serious injury yet. But then he stayed on and played through it, and had two chances for header goals, one of which was an absolute robbery toward the end. So honestly, I would put him in both a happy and sad foot column for me tonight, because the sad foot is it's a shame that he didn't get the rewards that I do think earned for the way he played today. I wish you had have seen that. Maybe you just look up the highlight of that one header that was like honestly a beautiful goal that the keeper made an incredible save on, and we should have like somehow come out with a tie by the skin of our teeth, which also would have been really annoying and stupid. which is how bad we played, was that like I think we still would have been complaining with a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, and again, it just all comes down to Wednesday. If we can eke out a fucking win or even a tie there, who gives a shit about this game, right? And if we blow it, this will sting more because now we have to refocus on the regular season.
We were saying earlier that, like, yes, that, and also I was telling Vince, like, I'm dreading looking back on this game as what could have been a really easy win later in the season when it's like, oh, could really use 3 more points right now.
I mean, this is the curse of success in Major League Soccer, right? Because the rosters can't be constructed in a way that allows you to play in multiple competitions. And like famously, teams who do well in the Champions League like miss the playoffs, right? The Seattle, the year they won the Champions League, didn't make it into the playoffs. The year that we got to the finals of both was a very rare accomplishment. I think we lost both, but getting to the finals in both was like, I don't think anyone had done that before. So it's like the way that MLS forces you to construct your roster, you have to punt on something and it ends up screwing you in the end. And so as much as we want to win the Champions League, and we always do, and last year we were sad we didn't get to be in it, it's like the fact that we are in it now will hurt our regular season. That's just the nature of it because they don't allow us to sign enough players.
Travis, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. We do have a super chat from our good friend of the foot.
This isn't worth $30.
This isn't worth $30. He says, F it, I'm drunk again, this time at a wedding.
And you're not allowed to tip drunk. That's a rule.
Thank you, Efrain. Joey AF was on earlier and kicked off the wedding vibes tonight. What's that?
Lisa sent a super chat as well.
Lisa sent 2 super chats tonight. The first of which I'm about to go back to, but first $30 deserves a little more time from us.
Okay, yes. Sorry.
I
didn't know if you had already done the past super chats, and this was. I thought you might have missed one.
This is the only one we haven't. Nope, that's not true. Lisa has come back with a 3rd super chat. Lisa, forgive me. We'll get to that in a second. Incredible, almost rivaling Efrain in the aggregate here. But Joey AF was on earlier, officiated a wedding tonight. So still maybe pulling out a victory for his night. I don't know, but the wedding vibes continue. Thank you, Efrain.
All of
maybe
us
that's what we have to rest our head on.
Paying attention to this game as much as the players paid attention to this game.
Man,
how was that dinner?
Not quite a wedding, but was it a good dinner?
It was quite a nice dinner, but it was at a nicer hotel. And so it's just a reminder that I could have stayed at a nice hotel.
I feel like that happens so often when you go out of town and you stay somewhere and then you go to dinner. It's like, oh, this is at another hotel. Yeah. And it's nicer. And then you go to the restaurant at your hotel and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, I'm not going to. The Embassy Suites has treated me well. I will say multiple things have fallen off the wall. Like the hooks where
is Goldwater okay?
Goldwater, I tried to take it off the wall and it's bolted. It's bolted to the wall. I was thinking about stealing it. But it's bolted to the wall. And then
it's bolted. Wow.
But it's so funny to have a senator's photo on your wall. Failed.
God.
Like, imagine Travis. If like the hotel in California had a big Kamala Harris.
What I really want to be true.
Hotel room.
Yes. What I really want you to find out, what I really want to end up being true is that that's the only one that's bolted.
No, I tried in my mother's room as well.
No, I mean of the other things on the wall. Oh. Like the other things are not bolted, but that one is. Nope, they're all bolted. Damn.
This one would be easier to rip off though.
Embassy Suites, consider sponsoring the pod.
No, I don't want their money. It's a shit hotel.
I
want. It's like also they put me in a handicap accessible one, so I like walk into the shower.
Good or bad?
Well, it's big. Bad? Like it's very big for a wheelchair, but the shower just gets water everywhere because there's no lip on it. So it's just like a shower in the middle of a room. I'm like, why did you put me in here?
It creates a handicap of its own.
What if a handicapped person needs it? And I'm busy in here. We have other super chats, Darren. Why am I talking about this?
So sorry to interrupt you, Travis. Efrain Benitez again. With another
You keep
super
ignoring
chat.
Lisa.
Amazing. No,
Lisa sent
I'm
another
just
one.
being strategic with which one. I thought it would be funny. Thank you, Efrain. He says, I love you guys. We love you.
We love you as well. This one is not worth your money.
Another
Don't
super chat, Travis. So sorry to interrupt you. Lisa Kushida with another super chat for us. Thank you so much. She said, woohoo. Houston beat Duke. I'm so sorry. That was a terrible woohoo. I'm not going to give you a better one. But I just want to recognize how bad mine was. Thank you, Travis, for the good one. Yay, my bracket. Duke sucks. Travis to Miami. That's a good reference to your first super chat, Lisa. Thank you so much for that. It started off the show. She said, let's get Travis to Miami. And Vince and I agreed. This was all that you needed that was left in the budget.
I would have gone if I didn't have to go to Scottsdale, Arizona this weekend. Don't anyone ever say I don't love my
travel
mom.
vibe.
There's no place I would rather be, or there's no place I'd want to be less than where I am right now. But I wanted to reward my family for traveling to the West Coast. So here I am in Scottsdale. That's
good of you. And I think LAFC rewarded you with a game that you didn't need to have seen.
I had a great time watching my niece play. I was screaming on the side. The people were like, who is this man? He's not related to any of these kids.
Oh, that's Hollywood Hellwig.
At one point, I screamed at the ref, that's a foul. Like, I'm going to get a red card at the
That's so funny. So what do you think that she went home being like, oh man, I'm so embarrassed about my uncle? Or do you think she went home being like, oh, my uncle's cool?
Oh, I think she hates me.
Okay.
I got her an Angel City jersey, though. I brought her as a congratulations. I brought her an Angel City jersey.
And she was like, thanks, I hate it.
No, she liked it. But like, she still hates me.
Okay.
She's in 8th grade. It's fine.
No
one likes their uncle.
Yeah. I love
it would be weird if you were like, I love my uncle.
I do love my uncle. I have great uncles.
But are you like texting your uncle?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Not like frequently, but we keep in touch.
I keep in touch with my uncles, but I'm not like effusive about I'm not like, I'm happy they're here.
I refuse to show that love as I should.
But it's not like I'm like, I gotta check in on my uncle.
No, I understand. I'm not trying to say you're weird.
I came to see my mom for my niece's thing, and she was great. She played really well. It was cool. It made me really proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Something that LAFC failed to do for all of us.
Crazy. I guess this is the top tier tournament, and it's by year born, and she's in 8th grade, and they're ranked 3rd in this like 50 team whatever. And it was a really good game, but the passing that they had, it was like nothing like I'd ever seen a youth team play, and they are in 8th grade. It truly was impressive.
That's crazy.
They're in the Gotham FC Academy network now.
That's a network?
Well, like the academy has a bunch of teams that they recruit from. Gotham, the NWSL team? Yeah.
Yeah. The New York
Do Lisa's. Oh, no, we just did. So
we did, Travis.
Here's the thing. The only game I care about is UConn.
Okay. What's going on there?
They won.
Oh, great.
They're in the finals. They beat USC and UCLA. Suck it, Los Angeles.
Whoa.
The only thing we're proud of in Connecticut, you have to let us have it, UConn women's basketball.
I did get to see some good soccer today as well because I watched the U.S. women's national team.
Oh, they beat Brazil. Right?
So all is not lost. I think we're seeing a pattern here of silver linings in that you got to watch your niece play good soccer. I got to watch U.S. women's national team play good soccer. Joe AF got to officiate a wedding. Efrain's at a wedding, which presumably means he missed the game entirely, which is also good news.
Thank you for the $40 for some reason.
Our best friend.
How has it been going without anyone else on it? Did you do okay?
The show? It's still happening. You're on the show right now. It's live. We're live.
Sorry, I had a few drinks.
Travis, Travis.
Oh my
God, Travis.
So what are we going to do for our college reunion show? In a couple weeks, Darren and I, we're not going to have a postgame because Darren and I are going to our college reunion.
That's right. I've got Kramer hair going on. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're going to our college reunion show.
And we're performing.
That's right. So if you've got pitches, put them in the chat. We won't.
My
Take them,
career
but
was
you will
going a
know.
lot better last time we did the reunion. Really been a tough 5 years.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that you like. That's what a reunion is. You're like benchmarking things. I hadn't. Thanks. Now I have to think about that.
Well, we had. It was COVID and then the strike. So the business hasn't been good.
Excuses, Travis.
Live stream from the reunion. Okay, we'll live stream.
We'll live stream from the stage.
Let me go through.
Oh, how are we doing? How's our career doing? We're gonna spend our time on stage that's supposed to be comedy.
Enjoy talking to
our
us
soccer
and these
podcast.
12 people in a chat.
Yeah, I know what you guys want to see.
A parasocial relationship between us and our listeners.
Guys, oh
Ephraim,
my God,
stop.
Ephraim, stop.
You have to stop.
Someone cut him off. Ephraim's back with the super chat.
What are
Thank
the
you.
other
He says,
people at the wedding thing?
"Where's that SOB Vince who won't say I love you?" Oh no. I really want to picture this wedding that Ephraim is
just like in the corner, tapping. His wife's like, "Why is our bank account so low?"
Oh no. Ephraim, you missed him. He was on the show earlier. He had to jet.
He was busy doing Cosm, right?
Yeah, he works at Cosm. So they've got crazy stuff going for March Madness right now. I'm glad he was able to jump on. Listen, we've got lives, you know. I'm the only one who talks about it, and I pretend that Travis and Vince don't have lives and they're just obsessed with LAFC, but they have to do both. They have to have a life and then also do the work of somebody who's so obsessed with LAFC they don't have a life.
Yeah, and we all agree you do nothing for the podcast.
I just show up once in a while, say something once in a while, and
come on in the last 20 minutes. Don't really talk about the game.
Yeah. Prep
Lisa,
it, write it, edit it.
Everybody stop giving us money. No more
Lisa,
money this show.
Welcome back to the super chat, Lisa. Thank you so much once again. Paige Beckers and UConn, my other bracket, also killing it. Wow.
She is playing incredibly. And they also have a freshman, I think her name is Strong, that this season has the second most points for a freshman in UConn history, behind only Maya Moore. And
wait,
that's
Paige Beckers
crazy.
is on UConn?
Yeah.
She hasn't graduated yet?
No, she's a senior this year.
Whoa.
She was injured last year, so she didn't play.
Oh, were they able to, could they like redshirt her?
No. She was a junior last year, but she didn't play last year.
Oh,
that's why it feels
wow.
like.
For some reason, I just assumed she was already in the WNBA.
But they have
cool.
UConn has a freshman right now that is the second best scorer in history for their team, which is crazy because they've been good for fucking ever. So if they're number 2 behind only Maya Moore, I'm like, oh, you're going to be a massive star. So they have a nice replacement for Paige. I love Paige. She's awesome. She's also like cool. Mm-hmm. You know, Caitlin Clark lacks a little cool. Paige has cool.
You know what? I'm not up on all the takes with Caitlin Clark, but I think that's a great take on Caitlin Clark. Is for the level of superstardom that she's rising to and the level of play that she has, you kind of wish she was a little cooler.
Right. Like Diana Taurasi was cool. Diana Taurasi was really fucking cool.
Yeah. I mean, I would say most WNBA stars throughout WNBA's history are like very cool.
Pretty cool. And Caitlin Clark feels like she's from Indiana, right? Like,
man.
And I'm not saying she's not good.
She's great.
She's obviously very good.
Great.
She doesn't have the it factor that like Paige should be a megastar. Caitlin doesn't have it. She doesn't have the juice.
Guys, I if you're just joining us somehow, she's the
Tatum of the WNBA. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Very good.
I'm from Boston. I'm a Celtics fan, and I absolutely agree.
This doesn't have the sauce, right? Like should be a star, but is deeply uninteresting.
Could not agree more.
No aura. That's correct. Yeah.
Yes. No aura. Yes. That is what it is. And I think what I was going to say is, if you're not just joining us, you know that to Travis and I in particular, the vibes are the most important thing. You'd be surprised how much rests on vibes.
It's entertainment. It's like we're not watching a spreadsheet. There's a reason Zlatan is he was so good, but also like a character. That's why Zlatan is so famous.
And here's a slightly hotter take. Part of what makes Messi so good is that he's so good, he kind of overcomes the same thing.
Yes, he has zero.
He's good that he's so exciting and incredible without even having to bring any aura to it. Like he's excused from it.
He feels like a computer virus that's been programmed to beat the game. Like he's Game Shark, right? Like he just figured it out.
He's a creative player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the new version of the game comes out next year and they're like, oh man, they made like these limits on you can't put everything to 99 anymore. Why not?
Adam, thank you for the super chat. Please stop giving us money. Please, everyone. This isn't like a tactic to get more money. We're not putting in the effort. So stop giving us money tonight.
He says send Efrain to Miami to represent Hafo Safo, but I think that's a great idea. I don't want that
insurance. I don't want to be responsible for someone else's trip and then he gets hurt and then he sues us and then we have to deal with Vaughn Amirian suing us.
No, Vaughn's not going to sue us. We're going to hire him because he'll
no, but he would rather
situation.
You could make more money as a lawyer going after someone than you can defending us, unless we countersue. We'll countersue you, Efrain. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he would sue us. He can sue us for all the money he's given us, though. We'll give it back.
How are we growing in numbers? Stop watching this.
Travis, are you?
I want to pack. I want to go pack. I'm going home tomorrow.
I thought you were just kind of popping in.
Well, I mean, it's always fun to do this, but
I would certainly prefer you stay.
But I do have to go pack soon. I have a flight in the morning. You guys don't have to come to Scottsdale. I'll tell you that right now. You don't have to come here.
Should we come?
It is weirdly.
Be honest. Walkable. Should we come? Oh,
can I tell you? It isn't a walkable city. Things are spread out, but everyone walks everywhere. All of the Republican people. It's the only city I've been to full of
Republican
healthy Republicans that walk everywhere. They're biking. They have the full bike gear on. Everyone's
Are we talking like old money? Is that what we're looking at?
I'm thinking like.
Are we talking about like sweaters tied around necks? What's going on?
Okay, I heard you talking about White Lotus with Joey F. We're talking about the conservative wife in White Lotus who's in the group of three. You know who I'm talking about? Have you watched the season?
Yes, not the North Carolina
not
wife.
Carrie Coon, not the actor
Parker Posey,
the Republican in the group of three women who are friends.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Who doesn't participate in the pool swimming, but it laughs from the thing. That's what everyone here feels like.
Interesting. The one from Austin.
Thank you for this compliment, Mike, but that's not necessarily true. I think, Mikey, we're begging people to stop doing.
Oh my God, Mikey. A super chat. And another ill-advised super chat from Mikey. Thank you so much. I think he says, what the F are y'all talking about sitting on the metro listening on speaker and people looking at me weird? That obnoxious American. That's what we should rename our show to, that obnoxious American.
What country are you in? What country are you in again, Mikey? I forget. Because it is very American to play something.
Oh, I thought you were referring to us as the obnoxious American. Now we're in this together. We are obnoxious Americans, and you're the one obnoxious American in a foreign country right now. I'm sorry.
He's in Taiwan, which is where Parker Posey thinks she is in this season of White Lotus.
Wow.
That's my favorite joke. And I think it's been a bad season, but that was a really good joke. You are not moving to Taiwan.
I'm behind. I got to be honest. I've mentioned this before.
This season is bad.
Okay.
You're not missing much.
I'm going to catch up. I've been watching, and I watched it last night. Might watch it tonight. You never know,
Also, if Mike, drop how people could donate to you. Mike's looking for some help at the moment with the GoFundMe. Put it in the chat, and everybody should toss him a couple bucks instead of giving it to us, please.
Put the link. We're forcing you to. Don't feel like it's weird to do. We're forcing you to do it. You have to.
If you don't do it, I want the money I donated to you back.
Mike rules.
And Mike's one of the few journalists that's doing really good work about Major League Soccer and specifically soccer in Los Angeles. So give Mike a couple bucks to help him out.
And get more back. Get that journalism back.
You gotta pay it forward, baby. You gotta pay it forward.
If you want good journalism, you got to pay for it.
The speed in which I turned into a soccer dad on the sidelines, I was just yelling. I knew one.
I'm dreading. I have no idea what version of sports parent I will be.
I think because I'm so used to going to LAFC games where I yell a lot. I yell at the players a lot during the game, and that's my viewing experience now.
You mean at what game? At the game that you were just at? Oh, at LAFC games, yeah.
So I'm used to that, and so I came to this game, and I was like, incredible sequence. I was like, at one point I yelled pretty, and then I realized there's a bunch of it's 8th grade girls, and I yelled pretty because it was pretty footwork. I was like, okay, don't say the word pretty again.
Oh my God.
And someone did a really nice pass, and I was like, really great weight. I was like, stop it, stop it. I learned at that point I just only cheer for my niece. Don't mention anything else that happened.
That's so funny. Oh man,
Mike, why didn't you put the fucking link in the chat? I told you.
What the fuck, Mike? Mike, what the fuck?
Nathan Ordaz, did he play tonight?
He did. It didn't help. They brought in the starters in like the 70th minute. And then they decided to wake up and start playing real soccer in the 80th minute.
Mike said he did. It might have auto blocked.
Maybe it. Oh, did it block it?
Mike, put your Instagram in there, and then people can get it through your Instagram. That might be a workaround.
Just search him on his. Just search his name on Instagram.
They can see it on YouTube. It just blocked it in.
Oh, blocked it on Instagram. Great.
Okay, great. All right. Anything? I gotta go. But do you want, Darren? Are you going to keep hanging out?
I don't know. What do we got? Who's in the chat? What are we doing here? I'm looking at my notes to see if I have anything worth talking about. I think really we've talked about everything. If you were here earlier, you got actual soccer talk. If you're still here now, then you're interested in more. If you just joined us after the talk about soccer, I don't think we can help you.
You guys want to hear a little something special for being here so late into the live stream? Don't tell anybody. No, how does it stop? Stop it. Oh, it's on loop. All right. I think we're good. I gotta get out of fucking Arizona. Arizona's very pretty, but like
it must be. What?
The town is bad. Like I wish it was. They should put like a real city in Arizona. It'd be nice, but it's just like a big fucking suburb.
Right.
Oh, I like this song.
Is this loud enough? Should we turn it up?
This should be what we play before we start the stream.
Let's see if this kicks us off the stream.
Oh, that's a good thing to figure out. Smart.
Yeah, this is a good test. We'll see what happens here. Oh, getting kicked off the Metro. Mikey. Wait. Okay, we did see his super chat. Good.
All right, I'm gonna get going because I got to pack.
I think it's time to go for both of us. Really, we've been on for a while.
We're doing a preview on Monday, right? And then so that'll be out Tuesday.
Yes, check us out for a preview on Tuesday. It will cover Miami, and what are we playing next? San Jose.
San Jose. We're gonna mainly just talk about Bruce Arena, and then
hard sell people.
What do you think for second segment? Why don't we figure this out right now? What if we do a mailbag?
Let's plan our show, guys. This is what we would be doing if we turn the live stream off.
Two options. Mailbag. We could do, because we haven't done a mailbag yet this season. We could also do another segment of the list where we go over the list and see if there's any new lists. Are we a quarter way through the season? We could do a
quarterly review. We're not a quarter way through the season yet, I don't think.
I wasted my first pick on Denny Bawanga. What a fucking waste.
Oh, that's fun. He was he was back on the table this season, and it's not helping.
Oh no, it's our fault.
Oh no. Yeah.
Why did you get kicked off the subway, Mikey? What did you do?
Because we're being annoying. Because you're playing on your speaker. That's on you, honestly.
That is on you. Put on your headphones.
Put on headphones. Obnoxious American.
All right. If you're watching this and you don't subscribe, I don't know who you are.
That would be insane. Please subscribe if you're somehow watching this. That would be crazy.
Host flexing privilege. What do you mean? Because we have headphones? Are you saying not everyone has headphones? These cost $7. If you need headphones in the chat, I'll get you headphones. $7? You think that's a privilege to have headphones? There's a lot of other privileges we have.
Drag him, Travis. Go off.
I've just never thought of headphones.
Drag him.
You're on the subway. You're in a communal space. Put on your headphones, especially if you're in Taiwan. Be respectful of their culture, Mikey. Give us more money. To live near a place where it only costs $7. What are you talking about? Oh, because everything's expensive. I see. Just get the ones at the gas station. It's fine. Okay, goodbye. This is stupid. I love you. Bye. Get me headphones. Miss Bones coming in late. Miss Bones, you've been missing.
You gotta follow through, Travis. Yeah, where's Miss Bones been?
If you want a pair of headphones, I'll just
hit Travis up.
Hit me up. I'm gonna.
Hey, can we get some Apples headphones? Can we get the foot on there?
No, I'm not paying for like good ones. I'm talking about
no. I mean our logo. Shitty. Can we put our logo on them on the little earbuds?
Like we're Ninja.
Yeah. Actually, we could throw stickers on them.
Where are these $7 headphones, Mikey? You have had. There's no world.
No, hold on. Let me reveal our big secret. You guys are not going to believe this, but I know a place where you can get things that are cheap, and you do have to compromise on your values and your moral compass if you have it. But this is a place where you would not believe the deals you can get. It's called. So go into your web browser and type in www.amazon.com. Amazon, like the rainforest. They have everything. It was for books for a while, but now they've really branched out, and you can get pretty much anything you can think of. You just put it in the search bar, Amazon.com. This is part of my ongoing series, websites that feel illegal to know, Travis.
Okay, here's a hack that you got to know if you want.
Here's a big life hack, Amazon.com. Go there now.
Hardcover books, softcover books,
audiobooks,
nonfiction.
Nonfiction, fiction, yes. How to people self-publish on that platform. So in a lot of places, for a lot of products, that's the only place you can get that product. Okay.
A lot of things on Amazon and Temu are about to get a lot more expensive.
So now's your chance. Get those $7 headphones while they're still $7.
I'm only going to get you the headphones before the tariffs go into effect. Are they in effect already?
Are they in effect?
I don't know.
Stock market says yes.
All right, this is stupid.
I don't have any money in the stock market. Okay.
You got to get a retirement going, Darren. It's
I have a retirement fund. I have a job.
That's in the stock market. What do you think your retirement is? What did you think? Your retirement was just like under your mattress? It's in the stock market. Darren's epic viral tips.
Okay, second segment, Darren's epic viral tips. I'm on it, guys.
Okay, if you want to see...
your mind is about to be blown with the shit I know. I've been working in the internet for 12 years, okay?
This website, dig.com. digg.com.
Oh, my God. Are you a digger?
E-Bombs World?
Yeah, these people, Dig knows what's popular on the... You know what? Or roll the dice. Go to stumbleupon.com. It'll find you something cool. You know,
all right.
Sometimes if you go straight to Google, there's an "I'm feeling lucky" button. You should check that out.
Oh,
Travis, what's your favorite web ring?
I think like fairy life for like people who are really into like sprites and fairies.
Yeah, a lot of good websites on there.
Or E-wrestling is a great web ring that I was a part of as a young man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Can you turn that music up?
It's working. It's working.
I have such a negative response to that song. Oh, is it?
Well, you know what,
Formula
Travis?
One's tonight. Hell yeah!
It was on for a while because there was a rain delay. And I think that song, I don't know, it's a toss-up between that song playing and just watching footage of the rain going for the first half. And it might have been equally as interesting as the actual first half.
I want you guys to know we're gonna start Hapo Sappho coin. I hear what you're saying. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna say this to you right now. You can trust me. We're not gonna steal all the money, and that's a promise. Okay, we're not going to steal the money. So when we introduce Hapo Sappho coin, you gotta put most of your savings in. You gotta just take, I want to say 60 to 80% of what you have in the bank and put it in. And I promise we're not gonna rug pull you. We're not gonna Haktua you. We will Haktua you with cash, but we're not going to rug pull you. This coin, and I'm going to be the first person to say this, is going to the moon. Okay. And that's a Travis epic promise. That's a Travis epic viral promise. What do you mean? What do you mean the people say our podcast doesn't talk about soccer? There's other ones you can listen to if you want to hear about the fucking game.
LAFC doesn't have the guts to release a coin, but we do.
LAFC doesn't have the guts to rip off our listeners with.
We told them for years to put out Vela coin. Too late.
Vela coin.
Carlito coin. No.
We should have introduced Ordaz coin this week.
Man, that would have gone. That would have gone to the moon this week.
I just listened to a whole podcast about meme coins. What an insane! I can't believe they're real. But I know people have made a lot of money doing it.
Search engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that too.
Adam, I swear to fucking God.
Oh no, we're staying late. It's happening, Adam. Thank you for the super chat. He says, take my money.
This. I really don't want to do this anymore.
Jay Gomes in the chat says, I'm not fucking leaving. Oh my God. Why are we still here?
It's raining. Mikey, this is your own fault. I can't.
Mikey,
wait for the next train to come.
Wait, did you actually get booted because you were putting us on speaker? Like, that's so funny. I'm so sorry, but
Amanda, fool us once.
2-hour pod.
Fool us once. Last one was a game we wanted to talk about. This one we haven't talked about the game from the moment I've been on, and I've almost been on an hour now.
That's true. Well, we did talk about the game before you got on because Vince was on. And I famously will talk about literally whoever I'm talking to wants. I'm just interested no matter what. And I won't direct the conversation elsewhere no matter what. Great question in the chat here from Amanda. Are we back? Are we talking team or podcast?
Guys, stop.
Lobbing Scorchers is joining us now. They say, I'm trying to get hawked to it by Travis. We all are, really. Get in line.
It's not hard. It's like pretty simple.
That's what I said when I was getting hawked to it by Travis.
It's not. I made you too nervous. You've been dreaming about it for so long.
We're friends. It's platonic.
Hapo coin.
Thank you, Lobbing Scorchers. This is my down payment on Hapo coin.
Money from you nice people. Stop.
Our coin is going to launch at such a high price that I'm glad you brought this up, Lobbing Scorchers, because our coin is going to launch at such a high price. You're going to need to take out a loan and put a down payment in. Mm-hmm. The down payment will be required, at least 50% down payment. Yeah. But we have partnerships with great banks.
You're going to need to do it. You're going to need to do it.
And it's important to us to be decentralized, but also we have partnered with great centralized banks to finance your purchase of the coin.
This is what's going to get us kicked off, is us hawking a fake meme coin.
Yeah, that's true. This is
terrible. We haven't gotten taken down by YouTube yet. I'm surprised.
You're surprised we haven't gotten onto the radar of YouTube?
We've edited.
Oh my God. That reminds me, Travis.
What?
Oh my God. People, listen, if you're in the chat, I have got a crazy hack. There is a place where you can see so many videos about literally anything you want. If you go to www.youtube.com.
Are you talking about Blockbuster?
Blockbuster Video is a good choice, but this is all online, Travis. You can go on the internet and see videos about literally anything. Go to youtube.com. You're not going to believe this if you're watching on YouTube. Go to youtube.com.
Wait, no, hold on. I got to stop you right here, Darren. We got a chat from Mocking Grouper MX Tuta Elbin Fixin.
Wow. Hot take from the bot.
Best viewers on stream. He's saying that youtube.com isn't as good as streamboo.com. You got to remove the space. And don't forget to use promo code at FDBEBSYJ.
This bot's wildest dreams coming true with us featuring his comment in the chat. But look, I know all of you are used to streamboo.com, space.com. Remember to remove the space. But I'm here to tell you about a really cool site called youtube.com, and you will not be disappointed, I promise you.
We got a super chat from Ephraim, and I'm mad about this one, Ephraim. What did we tell you?
Come on.
What did we tell you?
He says, are we investing in the half us half going now?
No, this isn't. And I want to be clear, we're not giving you
when we release our white paper that shows the pie chart for who what the different percent. So half goes to the foundation that we're going to start that's technically separate, but really just also owned by us. And then the other half will be split up into quarters, and Ephraim will be one of the four of us who owns the coins.
Did I tell you? You know how I was doing? It didn't work, but I was working on that super PAC last year for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, what the fuck? Is it your fault?
No, they didn't listen to anything I said. I knew we were going to lose for a long time. I was telling everyone I knew we were going to lose. The speed. Well, so we started this production company that like we were shooting videos for them. We only made one thing, but early on when we started this production company, this was a couple of years ago, the speed in which somebody got in touch with us through like back channels to be like, Sam Bankman-Fried's interested in investing in your company. And we were like, oh my God, the good crypto guy wants to give us money. And then it was within a month he was in jail.
Oh my God.
We were like, we're going to be so rich. We're going to get the Sam Bankman-Fried money.
That is crazy. I mean, he must have been looking for any possible way to get rid of that money.
I don't know what it was, but there was a way. He was just trying to buy political influence. I really don't know. But like, it was within a month of us starting the production company. Someone got us in touch with Sam Bankman-Fried's people.
That is crazy. I guess that is what people do, right? They try to buy enough political influence so that they can be like pardoned, basically, or like get some kind of good deal.
Yeah, he
when
wanted
they know
people
they're going
to not
to prison.
Regulate crypto, and I think Democrats are more likely to regulate crypto than Republicans. So he was trying to get he was trying to be the one to influence the Democrats to not regulate.
Well, and also to not send him to prison for the rest of his life.
Right. Part of it was that he was stealing all of that money. That is true.
Is it really a good investment? I would like to know, what's the return on investment there when you're stealing an insane amount of money like that, and it's very illegal, but then you have to put most of it into the political influence you have to buy to stay out of prison? Like, that just seems very risky to me.
I mean, it's worked. It's worked for some people recently, but just not Kamala lost, so it didn't help him.
Yeah. You know, Elon seems to be doing it better.
Also, a lot of Cybertrucks in Scottsdale, and people seem to like them.
That does seem to track with your earlier assessment.
Ephraim, please go dance. I want to go pack. I want to go to sleep.
Ephraim with another super chat. Thank you so much, Ephraim.
Thank you.
One of us, listen, Travis, one of us could push the button to end the stream anytime.
Okay, I'm going to go. Stop, Mikey.
Mikey, another super chat. Thank you, Mikey. He says, made it to the zoo and I'm not allowed to be on my phone.
You know it's a long
on the gondola. What is happening? What are you describing?
It's a live long stream when the listeners are giving us excuses for why they're leaving. 2 in a row. They're like, I'll give them some money so they don't.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I gotta go.
I'm gonna go dance. I'll be fine. Pop up. You're in the Defenders chat.
Yeah. We know where you go. Okay.
We know where you go. Taiwan. All right, I love you all. I'll be back in LA tomorrow if my plane doesn't crash. But it was one of those little planes that I don't like those.
Travis,
it was
don't
a
make me think
bandolier.
about this. Don't make me think about this.
But I could have taken a 737 MAX, and I paid a little bit more to not take a 737 MAX.
Thank you.
Okay, I love you all.
Darren,
you wrap
I'm
it
with
up.
you. No,
Bye.
Travis, don't. God damn it. All right, everybody. I'm still here, but I'm also leaving. Let's be real. It's crazy that all of you are still here, but I can't believe I'm saying this. I really have tried so hard tonight. It seems that no matter how long we live stream, the results of that match will not change. This is news to me as well. I thought maybe there was something I thought we could bring enough Tinkerbell energy where if we clap hard enough and for long enough, things change. Someday we'll figure out time travel. Tonight, it looks like it's not going to be that night. So hopefully we'll have something better to talk about after Miami. We will certainly have plenty to talk about before Miami. So you will hear from us for both of those occasions. Juan Vargas, welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, are we back? No, we're not. Love you. Bye.